Good evening. Happy New Year. Good to see you. Yeah. Well, for you guys, too. Great to see you. If you're looking for us to maybe do a little more journaling or something this year, guess what? We have at our merch table these swell little journals, 19 miles to Music Row on the merch table. I know one of our writers, Judy Pastor, has some merch back there. So feel free to stop by there and to get some snacks and drinks back there like we always have. They're really, really good. And we want to make sure you guys are fed and got all the treats you need for a happy evening, you know? So welcome. My mother lives at the Hearth over here and down the road, and she did a really nice thing. She'll be 95 in 2 weeks. 95 years, and many of you know her. She comes to church with me, and yeah, good old mom.
It's pretty awesome. 95.
Very sweet of you, yeah.
That's wonderful.
95. It's really cool. It's the best season. We're having the best season of our lives together right now, you know, because she lives so close. But she did a sweet thing. She made me a promise. She said she promises that she will not keep aging over and over and over and over and over and over. Just this one time. And I thought that was pretty swell, Mom, you know. She also, and stick with me on this one, all right? She also told me that in their cafeteria, one of her friends, there's some kind of rowdy gals over there, and one of her friends was parading through the dining room saying, super sex, super sex, super sex. And an old fella raised his hand and said, I'll have the soup. There you go. Can you relate? Oh, yeah. So that's my dear old mom. She's kind of feisty. Tonight, we've got some wonderful young writers with us for Act 1. And for those of you that are new here, Act 1 features 3 up-and-coming songwriters. Why, here's 3 right now. And then we'll take a little break, and then the world-famous, renowned Don Henry will come on for our Inside the Hits portion. And he's got a song. If you don't know the song, Where Have You Been? There's a song that there won't be a dry eye in the house. Looking forward to that one. But let's meet our writers for Act 1. What do you say? Okay. Let's go on your far left. Gosh, Lauren, it seems like 2 weeks since I've seen you. You know? Lauren's was one of my students at Belmont, and I talk about this in my church a lot, and so hey, how about if I sign up for that? And I was like, yes, ma'am, please come on. So here we are, the semester's over, so this won't affect your grade. All right. But anyway, Lauren, welcome to 19 Miles to Music Row. You're from Hoover, Alabama. What brought music into your life, my dear? Was it a family thing or a church thing?
It was more of when I was about, 10 or 11 years old. I needed another extracurricular activity. My mom said, you need to have something else to do with your time. I danced for 10 years, and I was with one of my friends one day who was taking guitar lessons, and I was just sitting there listening to her play, and I was like, what's the worst that can happen? I, don't like it or, don't pick it up. And lo and behold, I picked up with it, learned it fairly quickly, picked up with a vocal coach at the same studio and kind of learned that songwriting and music is a job, and slowly learned that Nashville was 3 hours north, and it kind of just snowballed, and now I'm here. I'll graduate Belmont in August, and then going to hit the ground running with music full time. So.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, welcome, Lauren
Thank
Raven,
you.
ladies
Thank
and
y'all.
gentlemen. Next to Lauren is Carl Ray Williams. Carl Ray,
Hey, man.
how you doing?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Oh, well, I'm all right. Thanks for asking. So you came to this world in Houston, Texas?
Yeah, man, and cut my teeth with a legend at the time, and he was most known for a song that he recorded, I Can See Clearly Now.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Johnny Nash. And so I was a young kid, and We had a group at the time that he started working with, and we were 4 young singers. And things went a different way, and I stuck with Johnny, and he said, you know, that's a guitar over there, and it's one of 5 that he had. You take it, and you need to learn to play guitar, and you need to learn how to write songs, and if you do, I'll start recording some of them. And so that's how it all began for me.
Oh, that's a wonderful beginning. So were you guys like the Pips?
Well, we were kind of like the Jackson 5, if you remember. And,
So I just saw
yeah, and we had a production deal at the time as young kids with Motown.
Ooh,
and
nice.
then, but I guess the powers that be decided that we were too close to what they already had, and so that faltered. And guys went different ways, and you know, I love the guitar, and I began writing, and I fell in love with the art of songwriting, and I'm still trying to become a good writer. It is certainly a journey.
You know, I know all kinds of Hall of Fame songwriters that will say they'll hear one of their songs will come on the radio or something, and it's been like 20 years, and it was a #1. It's a big old hit. And I'll say, oh, that third line in that second verse, I could have done better. You know, I don't think you ever stop writing.
I've had those moments. But trust me.
Yeah. I bring that up because on the Kennedy Center honors, anybody see those?
Yeah.
They were just magnificent. And they had the Pips on there.
Yeah.
They were giving tribute to Gladys Knight, of course. I'm trying to think who sang with them but anyway, I was just remembering all those cool moves and all the stuff they did. It was so slick.
But Johnny, he was a reggae guy,
Yeah.
and then he also wrote country. He loved country, and he had a ranch in Texas. And we took care of the horses, and we camped and rodeoed, and so I just fell in love with it, you know, and then later branched off into country music. Yeah.
Well, Carl Ray, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Thank you for
having me.
inside. Yeah, glad you're here. Carl Ray Williams. And this lovely lady I met 20 years ago?
I'd say 15.
15 years ago?
Hey, 15, 20,
yes.
don't make me older.
This little kid comes into my office at ASCAP.
That's true.
And we met and talked. And to be quite honest with you, when you're you're a gatekeeper kind of job in the music business, you don't hear that many great songs. I'm sorry to say, but Judy played. I didn't know Judy from. I don't remember who got you the appointment.
Somebody got me the appointment with them. I don't know.
And these songs were great. I was like, yeah, she's got something. And so
That's nice.
Things went on. And
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. You went your way, and I went mine to Belmont and other things. But here we are.
Here we are
tonight. These full circle things are one thing I like about growing older is stuff keeps coming around if you can remember it. Mm-hmm. So, welcome to Judy Pastor.
Thank you.
All right. Why don't you kick it off for us, Lauren? We'll come this way and go around 3 times, okay?
Good deal. All right, I'm going to stand up if that's okay. Well, how are y'all doing out there? Y'all look beautiful. First show of the year and maybe one of y'all's first fun events of the year. Well, like Dan Keene said, my name is Lauren Rabin. I'm a country artist living here in Nashville, Tennessee, writing and recording music all the time. I'm going to sing a couple songs for you guys tonight, and this first one I'm going to sing for you guys is called Love at First Heartbeat. The world was silent before we met. Needed you just like my lungs needed air. Praying for a spark, something to ignite, to show me that this is worth it. I was lifeless before we kissed. Oh, that rush was so innocent. Finally feeling love, turn the dial up and you pull the sound waves out of my speakers, babe. Heartbeat sounds like a drum machine in me. I feel you playing these heartstrings. It's a good thing, yeah. We're so in sync. This is love at first heartbeat. Beep, 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 beep. Heartbeat. Beep, 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 beep. I'm seeing colors. colors that I've never seen, dancing to the rhythm of our melody. You pull me closer, head on your shoulder with our song playing on your stereo, babe. Heartbeat sounds like a drum machine in me. I feel you playing these heartstrings. It's a good thing, yeah. We're so in sync. This is love at first. Heartbeat, beat, 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 beat. Heartbeat, beat, 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 beat. Heartbeat, heartbeat. The world was silent before we met. Now I need you like my lungs need air. Heartbeat, kissing you sitting in the backseat. You were thinking of too far. I thought maybe, yeah, we're so in sync. This is love at first. Heartbeat sounds like a drum machine in me. I feel you playing these heartstrings. It's a good thing, yeah. We're so in sync. This is love at first. Heartbeat, beat, 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 beat. Heartbeat, beat, 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 beat. Heartbeat, heartbeat, beat, 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 beat. Thank y'all.
Great. Give her another round of applause.
Thank y'all.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. Well, this song that I'm going to play for you is a song titled Just Gotta Live With It. And so, you know, all of us, perhaps all of us, have lived with regrets over the years. And if you're living with something right now, I just want to tell you the best way to get past it is just to forgive yourself. So this song was written by a friend of mine named Jack White, myself, and a guy by the name of J.B. Carlton, who wrote several songs for Morgan Wallen. And so just got to live with it. Beth had our son, we were both 17. And I joined the army, she moved to Abilene. Now I'm 24, he's hard on my mind. Mama told me, son, you still got some time. You can't drink it, smoke it, or hope it away. Can't change it, reclaim it, just turn the page. Accept it, you done it, learn from the shame. God help us, we just gotta live with it. We all drop the ball, we all make mistakes. We all need the good Lord's mercy and grace. Nobody's perfect, we all need a break and forgiveness. And then we can live with it. I never knew my dad. He left when I was 5. Didn't know if he loved me or cared if I was alive. So I'm gonna leave Houston, take the first airplane out. Son, I'm gonna love you, you'll have no doubt. But I can't drink it, smoke it, or hope it away. Can't change it, reclaim it, just turn the page. Accept it, I done it, learn from the shame. God help us, we just gotta live with it. We all drop the ball, we all make mistakes. We all need the good Lord's mercy and grace. Nobody's perfect, we all need a break and forgiveness. then we can live with it. I've been through some valleys, I've walked lonesome roads, but I've learned in the desert wild roses grow. But I can't drink it, smoke it, or hope it away. Can't change it, reclaim it, just turn the page. Accept it, I done it, learn from the shame. God help us, we just gotta live with it. We all drop the ball, we all make mistakes. We all need the good Lord's mercy and grace. Nobody's perfect, we all need a break and forgiveness, and then we can live with it. Then we can live with it. Then we can live with it. Have a shot of forgiveness. Then we can live with it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Great message. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. So nice to be here. Hi, everybody. So this is wonderful. So I'm going to sing you guys a song that I released last month, and actually have a video coming out for it on Friday. So I'm going to share it with you. And this song is about doing the next right thing, especially when you don't know what to do. If you just do the next right thing, which is something that from the time I met my husband 6 years ago to now, he still repeats. Just do the next right thing. You will get to where you need to be. And in the case of this song, it's about chopping wood and carrying water. And the song is called Chop Wood, Carry Water. Lost and lonely on a dark and stormy night, just down the road a ways from painful days gone by. Even though my heart's healed up, a scar there still remains. What if all the love in life is just a list of names? Like a sailor crossing out an old tattoo, he just put a line through Sarah Jane, moves on to Betty Sue. Over time goes on and memories fade away. Oh baby, please hold on to the love I gave. Without a fear, we're naked in the moonlight. Chop wood, carry water, we'll be alright. A brand new chance is coming with the sunrise. So chop wood, carry water, it's a good life. Met me where no one else would meet me. Baby, there's just no one else it could be. So I'm not planning on another tattoo. Your name's one that I won't put a line through. Oh, but time goes on and memories fade away. Oh, baby, please hold on to the love I gave. Without a fear, we're naked in the moonlight. Chop wood, carry water, we'll be alright. A brand new chance is coming with the sunrise. So chop wood, carry water, it's a good life. Chop wood, carry water, we'll the sunset, let's just fade away. We'll let our love take us to another place. Without a fear, we're naked in the moonlight. Chop wood, carry water, we'll be alright. A brand new chance is coming with the sunrise. So chop wood, carry water, it's a good life. Chop wood, carry water, we'll be alright. I don't know, I was a little nervous, so, but thank you so much.
All right. So I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret. I'm a storyteller. I'm a songwriter. What we do a lot as writers is we get a lot of our song ideas from the life we live and just things we experience. I'm sure these two can attest to that as well. And I was just having a conversation on the phone with one of my friends one day. Something else about me too is I'm that person that cares so much about you. Like, I'm one of those friends that, like, once you have me under your wing, like, I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna be your friend forever. And I was talking to one of my friends, and she was talking to me about some guys she met, and I was like, being like the friend that I am, and remembering that, like, I care a lot about people. I'm like, but, like, just be cautious. Like, what if he breaks your heart? Like, what if all of this? Like, I'm what ifing it away. But I had that little voice in the back of my head. I was like, but what if he's the one? I mean, spoiler alert, he wasn't the one, but it could be. You never know. So I had to listen to that little voice in the back of my head, and then that other voice in my head that's like, ding, 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 song idea. So I grabbed a notebook and wrote it down. Conveniently had a write the next day with a girl named Ashley Williams, and brought this idea in. And this is probably one of the fastest songs that I've ever brought in that's been written. And sometimes that just happens, like the song just kind of writes itself. So I just kind of wrote this song behind the idea of, like, as a friend, like, hey, I love you, but, like, I mean, if he's the one, don't let him walk out the door. So this one's called Don't Let Him. It's a Saturday night and you come back saying you're in love, but it's only been 2 dates and you're saying he's the one. He doesn't seem like he's all that. If you'd ask me, I'd take a step back. It's a Saturday night and you come back saying you're in love. I care too much about you to let you fall into something so easily. I hope he sees what I see. I've known you since we were babies, and I don't want to see you get your heart broke. Way too soon to carve your names in oak. But if he's the one you are looking for, don't let him walk out the door. Let him walk out the door. Is he choosing you when he could go out with the guys? That's how you know he wants a little more of you in his life. Is he treating you like a lady? That's hard to find around here lately. Is he choosing you when he could go out with the guys? I care too much about you to let you fall into something so easily. I hope he sees what I see. I've known you since we were babies, and I don't want to see you get your heart broke. Way too soon to carve your names in oak. But if he's the one you are looking for, don't let him walk out the door. Let him walk out the door. And I know what a heartbreak will do. so easily. I hope he sees what I see. I've known you since we were babies, and I don't want to see you get your heart broke. Way too soon to carve your names in oak. But if he's the one you are looking for, if he's the one you are looking for, don't let him walk out the door. Let him walk out the door. Don't let him walk out the door.
Woo.
Thank you.
Wow. You know, I'm just a fan of these two ladies right here. I mean,
you too.
you know, how lucky can a guy be? I mean, this is just great. This is great, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, this next song I'd like to play for you is a song that actually I haven't played in a while, so I'm going to play it tonight. I just feel like I should play it. It's called I Stand With This Country, and I wrote this with a guy named Jack White a few years ago, but it was around the time of George Floyd and all the uprising in our country and how heated our country was. And so I'd heard so much from all my friends, black, white, green, yellow, you know, across the pond, on this side of the pond. And for me, it just became about settling everybody down. And I said to myself, you know, what can I do? What can I say, you know, to really maybe affect the consciousness of people? And so I called Jack up one night about 2 in the morning actually, and he was obviously sleeping. I said, Jack, I got this song, man, and I need your help. And he said, can you call me tomorrow? You know. I said, no, Jack, this is one I got. Let me just tell you about this song. And so he helped me get through a lot of emotions, and we wrote this particular song, I Stand With This Country. And it went to #1 on the Christian country charts. So I'm going to play it for you. Cities burn, voices cry, helicopters in the sky, tear gas chokes, fire and smoke. Yes, we reap just what we sow. But I stand with this country. I stand for peace. I stand for all the hopeless. When I bend my knees and say this prayer, Lord, I know you're there, and I leave it all in your hands, 'cause I stand with this country. Black and white, wrong and right, evil reigns, hate and pain. Give the devil all his due, dividing me and you. Still I stand with this country. I stand for peace. I stand for all the hopeless. When I bend my knees and say this prayer, Lord, I know you're there. I leave it all in your hands, and I stand with this country. God, take away the evil in thy country, 'tis of thee, and heal I stand with this country. I stand for peace. I stand for all the hopeless. When I bend my knees and say this prayer, Lord, I know you're there. I leave it all in your hands. I stand with this country. I stand with this country. Thank you.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Don't you think? It was beautiful. All right. So this next song has kind of a special little story. I wrote it with my friend Greg Wilson, who actually played here, I don't know, maybe a month ago or so, and told me about this. Well, he told me he had played here. I had heard about it much before that, but had never been here. But anyway, I wrote this with him, and right before he came over for our write, I was sharing with my husband about a painting that was on the wall when I was just a baby, and that I basically crawled around under this painting and grew up under it. And the painting is this. The painting is a girl that's sitting on a couch, and she's playing an acoustic guitar. She's looking down at the guitar. She's got long hair. Her face is shadowed, and she's got like a shawl wrapped around her shoulders. And my mother still has this painting, and I was sharing with my husband one day about it, and I said, you know, I grew up to be the picture on the wall, and I really did, you know, because I kind of like resembled her, I realized, like as I got older. And he said that would be such a great song. And so Greg came over, and I shared the idea, and we wrote this song. This is coming out in this year. I was going to say in 2023. I just cut it, and I'm going to be releasing an album, and this will be on it, and this is called Picture on the Wall. There's a picture on the wall at my mama's house. There's a girl that I look up to, sit above the couch. Just looking at it, it was prophetic. That girl and her guitar, a ladder to my heart. Now here I am. There's magic in my hands, peace in my soul, singing all my songs. I can't help but think it's meant to be. This journey that I'm on started with that picture on the wall. Her face was shadowed and her hair was long. She never said a word, but I swear I heard her song. It was poetic, it was prophetic. That girl and her guitar set fire to my heart. Now here I am. There's magic in my hands, peace in my soul, singing all my songs. I can't help but think it's meant to be. This journey that I'm on started with that picture on the wall. I grew up and became that girl inside the frame, hanging on my mama's wall. Now here I am, there's magic in my hands, peace in my soul, singing all my songs. I can't help but think it's meant to be, this journey that I'm on started with that picture on the wall. That picture on the wall. That picture on the wall. Thank you. Thanks.
Gosh, now I just realized why I love music so much is because every song tells a story, and you can just picture it. Wow, that was awesome.
Thank you.
Well, y'all, we're on our last one. This has flown by so fast. Time flies when you're having fun. Let's see. This last one I'm going to play was actually the first song that I ever released as an artist. And that was kind of a big deal to me because I had been sitting on a lot of music. Like I was talking about when Dan was up here. I moved to Nashville graduated high school May of 2019, moved here August of 2019. And shortly before, being from Birmingham, Alabama, I would make trips up here monthly to co-write with other writers and just to make connections and play out in the famous Music City. So at the time when I got to where I wanted to release music, I knew I was sitting on a lot of music. And I pulled this one out of the hat because I said, if I ever wanted to release music, this is kind of the artist direction that I would want to go. And it's been really special to watch that song blossom. I call my songs my song babies. They all have the life they deserve, and it's my job to kind of put them out into the world, and y'all's job to consume them and to listen to them and let them be the soundtrack to y'all's lives. So if you like anything you've heard tonight, you can find me on social media. I'm embarrassingly easy to find at Lauren Rabin. I have an email list on my website that you guys can sign up for just to stay in contact with shows that's coming up. I don't spam you at all. I just send an email once a month just to let y'all know what's coming and if you any shows that are near you guys. So yeah, I would love to speak to you guys after. Thank you for being here. I think we'll be in the back after. But my name is Lauren Rabin, and this last song is called Wild Card. Kept my playing cards close to my chest. Been scared of letting anyone see my hand. Well, I'm sick of being closed off, ready to take the lock off. And you went all in when I did. You were the reckless one I'd never expect. You were messing with my head, pulling at my heart, making me fall. Dealt me in, baby. Wild card. You always had a bit of rebel in your smile, but you turned out to be an angel in disguise. I was always so caught up and I kept you at a distance, but you were there when I needed you. You were the reckless one I
making me fall in love with you. You made a risky game, something I wanna play. I took a seat, you dealt me in, baby. Wild card, didn't know what I was getting into, but now I'm cashing out of this game with you. You were the reckless one I'd never expect. You were messing with my head, pulling at my heart, making me fall in love with you. You made a risky game, something I wanna play. I took a seat, you dealt me in, baby. Wild card. Hey, wild card. Hey, wild card.
Thank y'all.
Awesome. That's a really good song. Yeah. Well, a couple things. I know Christmas is over, but Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I have a record that's out. It was cut. It was a Christmas song. It's called Mary's Very First Christmas, and it was cut by, it was a duet between myself and a lady by the name of Kenzie Rose. And Kenzie is best known for her stint on The Voice on Kelly's team. And so if you're preparing now for next Christmas, put that in your treasure chest. It was written by Wood Newton, Mike Laudermill, and Daniel Johnson. I believe Daniel's one of the writers. He's here tonight. Daniel, well, thanks you for coming, if you're still here. And so I saw some of the Christmas lights here on the stage, and you know, I just thought maybe I'd just do a Christmas song, you know, and I hope you don't mind. This particular song, I've only played, this is the second time I played this. Well, it's the third time, I'm sorry. It's the third. Oh, man.
There we go.
There we go.
It's December again, y'all.
But I wrote this song, one of the reasons why I recorded Mary's Very First Christmas with Kenzie, thanks to Daniel, Wood, and Mike, was because it was, you know, I love Christmas trees and jingle bells and Santa and all that, but this song was really about the gospel, and the gospel is important to me. And so this particular song I wrote, and again, I haven't played it recently, so I hope I make it through it. But it's called My Christmas Gift Was His Victory. Right? Let me just do it without the pick. How about that? On a cold, lonely night, Jesus Christ was born. Underneath the starry sky, the Savior of the world. The wise men, they came to see the King, bearing gifts and myrrh. As the angels sing, you see this child fulfill the signs. He is the greatest of our time. Jesus Christ, Emmanuel. God sent His Son to save the world. He gave His life for you and me. So my Christmas gift is His victory. came and walked among us. He bore our griefs and woes. It's hard for us to comprehend while he would choose the cross. But he knew without the shedding of blood, salvation would never come. So he gave his life on Calvary. When he drank from that cup, you see this child fulfill the signs. He is the greatest of our time. Jesus Christ, Emmanuel. God sent his son to save the world. He gave his life for you and me. So my Christmas gift is his victory. My Christmas gift was his victory. No diamond rings, no cars or things, or presents under the tree. No jingle bells or Christmas elves. I've got all I need. You see, this child fulfill the sign. He is the grace of our time. Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. Emmanuel. God sent his son to save the world. He gave his life for you and me. So my Christmas gift is his victory. My Christmas gift was his Thank you. Just a big baby, just a big baby, just a big baby. But you know, when I think about how good he's been to us all, just this year in this country, and all of our families, and I see your beautiful smiles, and I see you here tonight, it just reaffirms how good he is to all of us. So.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, on that note, I'm going to sing about a song that sings about a place that you don't walk to, you run to. And it's whatever that place is for you, that where you can go and you can rest or relax or pray or whatever, breathe, you know, to get away from the madness of the world. And I wrote this song with my friend Steve Dean, who actually is a #1 hit writer here in Nashville, and I've been really blessed to get to write with him this last year, and my other friend Cara Hogan, and this is also coming out on my album later this year, and in this song, that place is a porch, and this is called Back to the Porch. Woke up this morning, see the world's gone mad. What happened to the innocence we had? All the lies that I've heard, all the chaotic words, I kick my thoughts to the curb, and I run back to the porch. I miss the tap of raindrops on the roof. I long to hear the wind whisper the truth. Through the tall evergreens and the life-giving streams. So tonight in my dreams, will I run back to the porch where my roots run deep, where I know myself, my heart is free, somewhere off the grid where there's hope and peace. It's my favorite place where I want to be. So I run back to the porch, to the porch. I run back to the porch where my roots run deep, where I know myself, my heart is free, somewhere off the grid where there's hope and peace. It's my favorite place where I want to be. So I run back, I run back to the porch, to the porch. Thank you all so much.
Judy Pastor, Carl Ray Williams, and Lauren Raybon. Thank you very, very much. Those are some really good songs, y'all. Really good songs. Yeah. And that was well, looky here.
Thank you.
Y'all are such good people. And I agree with you guys. That was a good round.
Thank you very
Good
much.
round. Yeah. Well, again, Happy New Year to you guys. That was very kind of you and meant a lot to the writers and even to me. Thank you for your warm love and response and appreciation of good music. We're going to, and remember, 5 years from now or whatever, when these are hits on the radio, you can go, I heard it back then at 19 Miles from Music Row when they were just little kids.
That's right.
So we're going to take a real short break. We're going to set Don Henry up. You're in for a treat. He's a great writer, great stories, and it's really going to be very special. While you're milling around, if you care to, we've got a donation box in the back that we'd appreciate you helping us with so we can do this, keep this going the way we want to. There's also merch and treats, and restrooms are out in the lobby there. So take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Don Henry.
Can we unplug? Yeah. Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yes, you like the porch. Thanks. Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Because I sipped out of this. Do you want your water? You want me to get you your water? Yes, it's right there. Thank you for holding that for me. I was.
said he wanted the player to be able to hear it, but you can put your drinks there.
Your bag is right
Yeah. All right. Check. Man, I've done that job. I've done your job before. I'm check. Check. Oh yeah. And no verb. Oh, good. Check. Let me just bring this up here. Ah, perfect. Yeah. That'll do it. Check. Yep. Sounds good. Perfect. All right.
Well, if everybody can make it back to their seats, we'll continue on with this splendorous event this evening. We've missed y'all. It's great to see you. It really is. My name is Dan Keene, and I am part of a very hardworking committee that includes Jody Todd and Cortland Fuquay and Denny Wayne Rudolph that puts this on every month, and is the brainchild of Bill Deaton, of course. And wasn't for you, there wouldn't be very rewarding. So thank you again for coming out. We love it that you pay attention and appreciate our writers. So next to me is a fellow I met when you were a kid, literally a kid.
I think I was about 19 or 20 when I met you.
You'd come here from San Jose, California.
Yeah. I'd right out of high school, 1979.
And you came here because of your dad?
Well, my dad was a musician, and that's what he did for a living. So, I couldn't play that well, but he could play any instrument you put in front of him. But he caught drift that I was writing songs, and I was kind of teaching myself the guitar. He never pushed me into it. And he said, let me hear a couple of your songs. I'm about 12 years old. I played him a couple of songs. He goes, you know, people do that for a living. I said, really? He said, no, I can take you out to Nashville when you get out of high school. And I said, yes. And the rest of high school.
Signed up right then.
The rest of high school was just, I was bored to death.
Yeah, biding time. And your dad, Hoyt, was a great man. I knew him as I knew you. Oh, yeah. And he and his dad had a really unusual, cool relationship. You could tell that they enjoyed the hang with each other. You were an only child, right?
Yeah.
So, but he was like for people say, oh, my dad's my best friend, but he was really your wingman, kind of.
Well, early on, they mistook us for brothers, which always made him feel great.
Yeah.
And I love that. In fact, when my first album came out on Epic back in 1991,
Dreams in the Backyard?
Wild in the Backyard.
Wild in the Backyard.
And my dad was my bass player and background singer on that tour, and we had the best time, man.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it was really good.
So it was great to know him and then meet you, of course. And then we wrote for the same publisher, Tree, which was a big publishing company at the time. Now it's part of Sony. But Don had the envious job of working in the tape room. What does that mean? Because we like to give everybody some inside information. So tell folks about the tape room.
I see one or two people who are about my age out there. But for most of y'all, there you go. You probably don't know what a tape is, but you're too young for that. No, but yeah, the tape room was where all the artists would come.
It was the vault.
It was the vault. It had all the reel-to-reel tapes in it, and I had to make cassette tapes. Remember those? For all the artists as they came through. But I got to make cassettes for Roger Miller, Shel Silverstein, Willie Nelson. I mean, while they were standing there. The weirdest one, though, was I'm making a tape for somebody. I turn around. It's Keith Partridge.
What?
It's what's his name? What was it? Yeah.
Oh, that's
and I went. I said, "You're David Cassidy." Yes. That's all he said.
That's all.
But
he
that's
said?
that's the kind of stuff. And then people like you would hang in there for a little longer and tell me dirty jokes.
Not me. No, sirree, Bob.
No.
Well, when he's talking about the vault, it's all the writers, when they turn in their songs, the publishing company needs a place to store them. It used to be a physical place. They were on reel-to-reel tapes in the tape room, and it was floor to ceiling all around. All these, you could see Harlan Howard songs and Rafe Van Hoy and Sonny Throckmorton, all these great writers, all their demos of songs that had become hits. But when a song plugger, we talked about that last year, a person that pitches the songs, when they wanted certain songs for certain artists, they would come to Don in the tape room and go, okay, I'm going to go pitch for Roger Miller. I want da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and he would hunt them down and put them on cassettes. Yeah. And the nice thing was, man, you got to listen to a lot of great songs, bro.
You learn through osmosis. I mean, I had to make those reel-to-reel tapes. You put them on and you thread them and put them around. It takes a little while, and you had to listen to all the songs. There were no high speed then. But it was the best education anyone could ever have. And just about everybody that I know to this day in the community I met through that job, because it was a hub. Everybody had to come through there at some point because I had their songs for hostage. And that's how I got to know Dan.
Yeah, those were good times, and they're still rolling now. Yeah. Don had some great experiences with artists. Miranda Lambert cut a song, and I'll let him fill you in another artist. But one in particular was a young lady named Kathy Mattea. And if you don't know Where Have You Been, he's going to play it for you probably near the end of the set tonight. And it's one of it had to come from God, like out of the sky, drop down on your head and heart or something. It's just immaculate. You and John Vesner wrote it so well. And this is a song, friends, it was so good. It got the Song of the Year award for the Academy of Country Music, the ACMs, the CMA, Song of the Year, Nashville Songwriters Association, Song of the Year, and won the Grammy for Song of the Year. So yeah, one song.
Pure luck.
And you and John have kind of continued your relationship writing, and you have a group called the
The Don Juans.
Juan for John, right?
Now listen,
Yeah.
Don, and he's John, and it was his idea. And he said, how about this, the Don Juans? I go, oh my God, I hate that. He goes, oh, come on. I said, okay. He goes, and we'll wear matching bow ties. And I said, no. I said, I'll go, but I know now why he said that, so I would go with the Don Juans
Yeah,
thing.
that was good. That was smart. Well, buddy, it's just one of those full circle moments
I know, man.
for us here to be here tonight, get to celebrate you and listen to your heart. And
Look at our hair.
Yeah.
What the hell happened?
Yeah, I don't know. So, thanks for coming. We're looking forward to hearing your music. Ladies and gentlemen, Don Henry.
Sing along if you can, or even if you can't. If you can sing the same words I'm singing, that would be great. Ilsa was an acrobat who up and fell in love with that Horatio the human cannonball. A wedding neath the big top tent with barkers, clowns, and elephants, sideshow family oddities and all. The dog-faced boy howled out with joy as the tattooed lady was crying. Ever since the beginning, to keep the world spinning, it takes all kinds of kinds. Now Thomas was a congressman with closets full of skeletons and dresses that he wore on Friday nights. Phyllis was a pharmacist, a dab of that, a pinch of this, concocted to suppress her appetite. And when the children were fiddling, she'd slip 'em some Ritalin and wait for Thomasina to arrive. Everyone, ever since the beginning, to keep the world spinning, it takes all kinds of kinds. Keep it coming. All kinds of kinds. All kinds of kinds. One more now. All kinds of kinds. Hey, 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 oh. Now when I play this old guitar, from children's shows to smoky bars, I take a break and I think about the past. How everybody stared at me when I stood up in geometry and I tossed my text into the trash. Stay in school. I scratched off my number while hitching out under that Bush League population sign. Ever since the beginning, to keep the world spinning, it takes all kinds of kinds. Now, some point a finger and let ignorance linger. If they look in the mirror, they find. Ever since the beginning, to keep the world spinning, it takes all kinds of kinds. Come on. All kinds. You don't even have to hold hands. Unless you want to, I don't know. All kinds of kinds. Hey, 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 oh, my. Thank you, thank you. Oh man, I didn't even know about this songwriter night, and now I'm going to tell everybody about it. I don't know if that's good or bad, though. I went out to Cheekwood the other night with my son, and we'd been going out there for 20 years. Everybody found out about it. You have to park like 3 miles away now. It still was charming. That last one was recorded by Miranda Lambert. And I remember the summer that it was out on the radio because my friend Craig Carruthers and I were doing like a 6-week tour of the United States. We were going all over the place. And I don't really listen to country radio that much. I used to when I was younger, but I don't much anymore. And he was bound and determined to find my song on the radio. So he kept hitting the buttons on our trip, and it never was on, never. 6 weeks of this. And I got tired. I said, man, I can't listen to any more of that stuff. We get about 50 miles from home after 6 weeks. He goes, I'm trying this again. That's the latest by Miranda Lambert. That's a true story. It ain't his fault that she went AWOL, 'cause he tried everything from A to Z. Now it's J and B, M&M's and KFC, trying hard to make himself believe it ain't no BFD. He's got his CMT, no SEX, but that's okay. At least he ain't no SOB, like that PhD who took his ex and ran off to LA. She liked CNN. She made fun of his TNN. She always called it EIEIO. Now their love is RIP. At least he's FRE. And he ain't crying on his PILLO. Sing him if you got him. It ain't no BFD. He's got his CMT, no SEX, but that's okay. At least he ain't no SOB, like that PhD who took his ex and ran off to LA. So one night he ordered pizza for some R&R with the NFL, when a delivery girl named Lisa stole his heart when she rang his bell. Now they're in LUV and it's XTC, no SEX yet, but that's A-OK, 'cause he feels like a VIP with all of her TLC. And ASAP, she'll be his fiance. And that's a BFD, just like rehearsal, in a real good way. Hey, ho, ba-dum, bow, 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 da, 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 da. Yeehaw. Kathy Mattea recorded that song. It was on the charts for 5 minutes or so. And she said one of her oldest fans, who'd been coming to her concert for over 20 years, her concerts, and came up after the show. She's in her late 80s by then, this woman, and she said, I love your new material. It's really great. But what does BFD stand for? And Kathy went, big fat deal. And she goes, oh, okay, I see now. All right, let's see. Here's Dan mentioned this earlier, this album I made for Epic in 1991. It was a real great experience. Bob Montgomery and Ray Kennedy produced it. And Bob was close buddies and grew up with Buddy Holly. So it was really thrilled when he decided to sign me because, Buddy Holly, Bob Montgomery, all those guys that I read about on credits when I was growing up, on the album credits. And he signed me to a record deal there. And We only got to do the one album. It came out and it got a lot of good press, but it wasn't a big hit or anything. So it just kind of sat there for the last 30 years. And just recently, my friend Debbie Zavinson went down to Sony and surprised me. She went down there, she goes, "How come Don's album Wild in the Backyard is not on digital platforms, Spotify and all that?" And the next month they put it out. So it's finally available. Now rush right out there after this show. Some of you know how to use a phone so well, the young ones I'm looking at. You guys can download right now. Just put it on your parents' account. They'll love that. This was a song on that record. This used to be a place where the whalers stayed, where the refugees could hide away. Sardine factories blew steam in the sea breeze. There used to be a bar with nickel beer and can girls with no brassieres. This used to be the place where Steinbeck stared and dreamed in the sea breeze. Now it's just a mall, that's all. Artsy, crafty tourists on parade. Bermuda shorts, white legs, black shoes, Polaroids to capture all the greens and blues. Time just turned it all into a mall. This used to be a town of fortunes made of horses' hooves on streets unpaved. This used to be the night you blew your pay on a lady in the saloon. There used to be gold in them thar these purple mountains majesties. Conniving gamblers stole it all in the saloon. Now it's just a mall, that's all. Artsy, crafty tourists on parade. Bermuda shorts, white legs, black shoes, Polaroids to capture all the greens and blues. Time just turned it all into a mall. Vacation's over and we're going home, but can we stop and see the town I roamed as a child, just for a while? This used to be a place called a neighborhood, with picket fences made of wood. Tire swings and daydreams grew wild in the backyard. There used to be bills from an ice cream truck and a treehouse fortress built on luck. A friendly game of kick the can grew wild in the backyard. Well, now it's just a mall, that's all. Artsy, fartsy tourists on parade. Bermuda shorts, white legs, black shoes, Polaroids to capture all the dreams gone blue. Time just turned it all into a mall. Thank you. I love country music. I mean, you know, when I grew up with country music, my dad was in country bands, so he had all the records. He had all Chet Atkins records. I got to meet Chet Atkins when I was a little baby. First time I saw Chet Atkins, he had a thumb pick on. I thought, well, I have to go to the store and buy a thumb pick now. And it's just been a part of my life for so long. And my mom always had Western swing records on. She, at the time, Asleep at the Wheel had just come out. And, of course, she had all the Bob Wills stuff and everything. And you guys like the Western swing stuff? That's the stuff I really like, yeah. Yeah, it goes back, yeah. Well, the 2 or 3, you're going to love this song. So the thing is as much as I love that stuff, I never could work my way around how to fit. I can't really do it very well. Didn't have the dexterity for it or whatever. So I called my friend Randy Sharp, and he writes this stuff in his sleep. And I said, man, I want to write a Western swing really bad, but I don't want to just write, Yellow Rose of Texas kind of thing. I want to write it. It's still got to be a kind of a Western theme, but it's got to be a little different, about something a little different. We got to talking about when we were kids and we had the Daniel Boone hats and we were all into that stuff and the BB guns and everything. And one thing led to another, and we got to talking about that guy in the family. And I think everybody has one of these guys in their family. Tell me if you do or not. It's like mama's little brother. You're about 7, 8 years old, and you just know that he's handsome, and he shows up every once in a while. He's dashing. He's got like a baby blue Cadillac or something, and you want to be him when you grow up. He'd come into town and oh man, that's the guy. I want to be just like that. And then years later, you find out he was a freeloader and he just showed up when he was broke. But you thought he really hung the moon, and that's what you wanted to be about. So we wrote this song from that little kid's point of view. And, this guy, every time he'd leave, lots of stuff left with him. Is going on? Oh, there we go. Brain fart. We're all waiting here for Mama's little brother. He called last night, collect to say he might drop by on his way, heading up to Frontier Days in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Oh, I forgot to tell you, you have to do that. Ready? 3, 4. Cheyenne, Wyoming. I don't remember Mama's little brother. When I was only 3 or so, he hitched up to the rodeo, said, when I'm champ, you all can go to Cheyenne, Wyoming. Then out of a cloud of dust, he came on loud and fast. I thought I heard Daddy cuss when he skidded through our grass. Said, howdy folks, when's dinner gonna be? Then he moseyed right on up to me, and I said hello to Mama's little brother. He said, hey there, little buckaroo, you're quite the cowboy, look at you. Someday you'll be going to Cheyenne, Wyoming. It's a weeknight. And Daddy glared at Mama's little brother. And that night with all the family there, he led us in a cowboy prayer over the lips and through the gums. Look out, stomach, here it comes. That must be the prayer he learned up there in Cheyenne, Wyoming. Then Mama slipped him $50 and a box of Krispy Kreme, and he peeled out in his truck. And that night I had a dream about a steer wrestling, calf roping, bull riding team. Me and Mama's little daddy can't find his fiddle. Me and Mama's little brother. Ah, Thank you. Oh, silliness. I think Taylor Swift's going to do that one next week. you know, when I play on the road all the time. And the problem with playing in Nashville is you got to check your tuning because you got a bunch of dang musicians here and stuff, and they all know when you're out of tune. It's nice on the road. You just let it fly, you know. Not here. All right, let's see. I'm going to try some. I got a tablet for Christmas. I haven't used it yet, but I'm going to use it now because I've never sang this song. I do that duo with John Vesner, the Don Juans, and he usually sings this song. So I'm going to give it a try because I have a new tablet I got for Christmas. Okay, let's see. I always wanted to write a sci-fi song. I tried many times and kind of fell short, and it just didn't work out. I really like all the Twilight Zone, all that stuff. And John and I got to talking. We got this idea of this alien who lives on Earth, and he reports back home to let them know how things are going. You know, he's working undercover. And so this is a letter. It's called Letter from Earth. This is a letter he writes to his team. See, there's that tuning thing. Where do I begin? This place that I'm in, so confusing. As tragedies go, it's funny yet so unamusing. I feel so alone, light years from home, among the endless many. After careful review, I'm submitting to you a few thoughts. It's so beautiful here, it brings me to tears. You wouldn't believe it, so few of them see it. It's the worst, it's the best, it's a dream, it's a mess. Their potential surprising, their fear paralyzing. All the things they could do if they only knew how to love. I've tried what I must to garner their trust with compliance. Over the roar of their war of religion and science. While a powerful few know just what to do, controlling the odds, pitting gods against gods. But amid all the madness, I still see a glimmer of hope. It's so beautiful here, it brings me to tears. You wouldn't believe it, so few of them see it. It's the worst, it's the best, it's a dream, it's a mess. Their potential surprising, their fear paralyzing. All the things they could do if they only knew. The things they could do if they only knew. The things they could do if they only knew how to love. All right, enough of that. I want to have some fun. What's the deal on this song? I know they all have stories. You know, most of these songs, I just make them up because that's what I do. I get in the morning and make up songs. And a lot of them don't really have a ceiling except for the very fact that I like writing songs. So I get them, what am I going to write about today? I don't know. Turn through the magazine, go, oh, that's what I'm going to write today. So sometimes it works out that way. But on this one, I came across this lick. I like that because you can go and do that little yodel thing. Which it's nice because it kind of disguises how bad you sing. It sounds, but it's like I meant to do that. That's what's good about that. Early September, the day you graced our neighborhood. I still remember my flushing face, a boy of wood, burning up inside, boy of wood, way too hard to hide. Mama stood, spying through the blinds, and she said, they're weird in a bad way, and they can't be trusted. Weird in a bad way, and they're ill-adjusted. For years I'd hear her say, but I lusted anyway. They're weird in a bad way. I used to tiptoe, poking around your backyard fence, and you were oh so smoking with all your tattooed friends, strumming their guitars, tattooed friends, pondering the stars. People said, keep a heart's distance away, 'cause they're weird in a bad way, and they can't be trusted. Weird in a bad way, and they're ill-adjusted. When I rang your bell that day, I heard my conscience say, she's weird. Hi there, you laughed and then you... Shoot, I have to, hold on. See, I got a new tablet for moments like this. Hi there, you said, and then you laughed, 'cause I stared, wondering what my name was. I dared to do the death-defying, finding out that everyone was ignorant and lying, and weird in a bad way. No, they can't be trusted. Weird in a bad way, and they're ill-adjusted. Still I hear them say, as we watch our children play, they're weird. Everyone, weird. That's weird. Weird in a bad way. Thank you. Gotta practice that one. Dang, tablet really worked that time. It was worth $2,000 for that one moment. Let's see. Oh, while I'm here, let's do this. That album I was telling you about, Wild in the Backyard, I know you're going to rush out and download that tonight, but I'll give you another sneak preview of what's on that record. This is a song that I played for my publisher. I just got done writing it one day, and I thought, oh, this is kind of fun. I think he'll like this. I took it in there, and I underwhelmed him. It was an amazing thing to see. I gave it my all, like that last song, and he just, that was rough, man. Then a couple months later, Kathy Mattea recorded, and I left that publisher. Everybody's happy now. I had friends of friends who were Harley Davidson enthusiasts, so much so that they named their firstborn Harley, which, nowadays there's lots of kids named Harley. But back then it was different. This was back in 1935. So I made this story up about a kid that might be called Harley, traveling the countryside with his family. Sounds pretty good. Sorry. This is like a biker lullaby. There aren't too many of those. You'd think it would really work if I tapped that market. Didn't work at all. There was a motorcycle mama and her man, with a windburnt tan and a Harley, roaring through Bakersfield. When her water broke, they pulled into a hospital, and for a little joke, they named him Harley. They bought a sidecar and a small bandana band, and they loved their Harley. That's sweet. Sliding sideways up the coast, cruising Highway 1. The sidecar came undone, no one noticed. Thrashing through a golden meadow, it came to rest right where a farmer's wife cried, Jesus Christ has answered all our prayers. And they named him Harley because of a tattoo that claimed his name was true. And they loved their Harley. He was raised upon a farm, cradled in the arms of Beulah and Barney. But then at a restless age, they unlocked his cage and he became a carny. That's right. I played this song for this woman once. And I appreciate you guys laughing and stuff, because boy, it's you can break a big sweat up here if people aren't laughing. Because it's happened before. Anyway, she sat there and she didn't crack a smile or nothing. And we got to the end of the song, and she looked at me, she said, "They kept him in a cage?" I said, "Baby, this song is just not for you." So, there was a motorcycle daredevil deluxe, jumping 50 trucks at the fairgrounds. A middle-aged hippie couple way up in the stands heard the crowd chanting loud the name of this young man, and they called him Harley. And that hippie couple smiled. Could this be their long-lost child? So they met Harley, convinced him of the news when they compared See, these things write themselves, don't they? I'm telling you, it was, thank you. Tattoos, everybody help me out. And they love their Harley. Ooh, la, 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 la. This is nice. You know, that's another thing that is good about the Nashville crowd is you guys, because you're here in the Music City, you hear songs all the time. And you guys know. This is a great gig. How many have been here before for this? Oh, wow, this is really, keep it coming. This is fantastic. Now, the only part that kind of threw me a little and still kind of getting to me are these memorial plaques in the front. Doesn't seem that funny to me, but still, all these great guests who played here. Hold on a minute. All I want to know is, I hope I make it home safely. Okay, so I'm gonna do a song in honor of all these wonderful faces here. I love walking through old graveyards. I just really like it. I know it does sound funny, doesn't it? But you know it's nice because nobody talks back. You can go out there and just have a great time, walk around. It's quiet, and everything's beautiful, and you can think that kind of stuff. But the reason this song came to be was I get really into Halloween, and I was out decorating. I think it was July 5th, and any earlier would be unpatriotic, I figure. But so yeah, I'm out there decorating. My nephew Eli was about 5 at the time, and he'd heard about my decorations, but he'd never seen them before. So he came over. Come running in the yard, and he stopped in his tracks, and I had my zombies and my skeletons and my pumpkins and my tombstones, like these here in the front. And he said, "Don." I said, "What, Eli?" He goes, "Man, you know what you got here?" I mean, we were out in the backyard, in the garden. He goes, "You know what you got here?" I said, "What?" "Garden of the Dead." From the mouths of babes, I sent him home, and I wrote this one out from under him. No, I called my buddy John Vesner and said, I've got a title. It's from Eli. If you check out the video, it's called Garden of the Dead, the Don Juans. Eli's the ghoul that is breakdancing in that video. And he's tearing it up. And he came over after he saw the video, and John and I were working, and he said, "Hey, when do I get paid for that?" I said, "Welcome to the music business." Ooh, this is a sing-along, too. When the raven breaks the quiet of a twilight afternoon, and the shadows crawl and creep across the crosses and the tombs, among those old stones, that's where I like to walk alone and think, as the old ghosts pass along their wisdom with a wink. The garden of the dead, the garden of the dead. When the land of the living is so unforgiving, that's where I go to clear my head. Where do I go? The garden of the dead. Oh, man. You guys are, yeah. Jedediah, Jeremiah, Zechariah, Lorelei, Philomena, in between Evangeline and Mordecai. They console me when I'm down and drowning in this world of hurt. They know me more than any soul on this side of the dirt. You know what to do now. The garden of the dead. Come on now. The garden of the dead. That's the spirit. When the land of the living is so unforgiving, that's where I go to clear my head. Spooky. That's a lot spookier than you think. Some say the older that I get more weird. But it's okay, 'cause all the apparitions dig me here. Here where I feel a sense of deep serenity. Planted below the shady grove of family trees. Here we go. The garden of the dead. The garden of the dead. When the land of the living is so unforgiving, that's where I go to clear my head. The garden of the dead. Oh, I'll do another one. One more. Here's your last chance to shine. Nice singing, everybody. He just came over to put some flowers next to that picture. You know, and I think I'll do the same. Well, I mean, songwriters can sing all night. I got a new tablet. It's full of all my songs. I told you about that earlier. How late do you guys usually go on this? Forever? Okay. I'm just going to keep playing until if I see a bunch of yawning out there, that's it. All right. Oh, here's a good one. My friend Dave Womack lives down in Jackson, Mississippi. And I wrote my first hit with him back in the early 80s. A fellow named John Connolly recorded it. It's called Blue Highway, but I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do this one instead. But Dave and I write periodically, and he came up to visit a few years ago, and it's a bit of a drive from Jackson. And he said, man, he knocked on the door, he opened the door, he says, I got our first song idea. I said, okay. He said, I'm driving up there, and I saw handmade homemade sign on the side of the highway, and just really slopped on red paint on this just torn up piece of plywood. And it said this, it was very scary. It said, hell is filling up with fornicators. I know, you got to write that, right? I said, of course we'll write that. That sounds like a hit. So we wrote it. Here it goes. St. Peter trims his nails, then he'll sit and knit, maybe rearrange his sock drawer, then thumbs through the obits. He solves a crossword puzzle, scans the classifieds, comes to the conclusion he's overqualified. There used to be so much to do, now there ain't enough. Heaven waits as hell keeps filling up. It's rough times. Souls were flowing freely, knocking at the door. Now those gentle spirits don't come around no more. They revised the 10 Commandments, carved them down to 6. Now they'll consider politicians or even an evangelist. They lowered all their standards, but that was not enough. Heaven waits as hell keeps filling up. Oh, yeah. Forgot my harmonica tonight. You should be very thankful for that. Now they're laying off some angels. There's a phone machine for prayers. And St. Peter's golden throne is just a folding chair. And I heard an awful rumor. There's a buzz around the town. If things don't pick up soon, they're gonna shut her down. But not to worry, one and all, as long as there is love. Heaven will wait as hell keeps filling up. Let's see. Here's one. Well, I don't get to do this one very often because it's a seasonal song. So we got a little time still left on it. I feel we're still in single digits here. Some of you are probably still in hangover heaven. And then you're sitting there going, what? Today's the 3rd? I just woke up. Oh, you know who you are, Dan Keene. Happy New Year, confetti flies. Darling dear, wipe your eyes. Sentimental journeys end, but tonight we begin again. And they just keep on rolling down your cheeks. So I'll gather them up and take a peek. Here's a tear for the year we lived on beans and bread. From apartment blues to Goodwill beds. Here's a tear for the year we grew up and moved on. And here's a smile for the beautiful years to come. Just like kids, we stop and stare as the ball falls in Times Square. Stroke of 12, and as we kiss, I can taste them on your lips. And they just keep on rolling down your cheeks. So I'll gather them up and take a peek. Here's a tear for the year Christopher was born. from flus and schools to Christmas morns. Here's a tear for the year he gave up that old thumb. And here's a smile for the beautiful years to come. Fireworks light your face, puts my heart in its place. There's a lump in my throat. As I speak, I begin to choke. Here's a tear for the year we planned that wedding day. From those winter lights to snow bouquets. Here's a tear for the year we fought but didn't run. And here's a prayer for the beautiful years to come. You guys have been so great. I'm going to do one more here for you. I'm going to do that song Dan was telling you about. I like this song. You know, when I co-wrote this with John Vesner. It's a story about his grandparents, and he came to the house one day to write. And he's about 10 years older than me, so he was on down in his life a little farther than I was. So his grandparents were going through something that I hadn't experienced yet with my grandparents. Anyway, he told me the story that he was going through, and I said, "Wow, that could be a good song." And I shared a little riff that I had with him, and so we wrote this song. And you know, our jobs were to write songs. You write about 5 or 6 songs a week sometimes. Some people write lots more than that. But we were writing for publishers, so we were just trying to write the best we could and learn all we could. And as time has gone by, I've grown into this song, and I'm afraid we all will. But I don't think that's bad. Kathy Mattea recorded this, and it just went to like 13 on the charts. It wasn't a big hit, but we got to go to all those award shows and win all those silly awards, it's fun, but that's not the reason you do this. And I got to tell you, if it had happened a week later, it would have been the Garth Brooks show instead of us, because Garth was just taking off at the time. We got real lucky when this happened. And it's nice to have a song like this, because it gets you invited to really wonderful gigs like this. Thank you guys so much for Dan and everybody here. I really appreciate this. This is really great. I'm going to tell everybody I know it's going to be packed next time. I'm so sorry. Claire had all but given up when she and Edwin fell in love. She touched his face and shook her head in disbelief. She sighed and said, "In many dreams I've held you near, but now at last you're really here. Where have you been? I've looked for you forever and a day. Where have you been? I'm just not myself when you're away. He asked her for her hand for life, and she became a salesman's wife. He was home each night by 8, but one stormy evening he was late, and her frightened tears fell to the floor until his key turned in the door. Where have you been? I've looked for you forever and a day. Where have you been? I'm just not myself when you're away. They'd never spent a night apart. For 60 years she heard him snore. Now they're in a hospital, in separate beds on different floors. Claire soon lost her memory and forgot the names of family. She never spoke a word again. Then one day they wheeled him in, and he held her hand and stroked her head. And in a fragile voice she said, where have you been? I've looked for you forever and a day. Where have you been? I'm just not myself when you're away. No, I'm just not myself when you're away. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate it. Keep supporting this wonderful event, y'all. It's really special. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
And that right there is the magic of living in Franklin and Nashville, isn't it? Something like that. Don, you're a master, pal. I hung on every word of every song. It's that good. You're just amazing. So thank you for being with us tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Again, Don Henry.
Thank you all. Thank you.
Yeah, masterful, masterful. What's I was going to tell you? Oh, merch in the back. Again, there's a donation box in the back. Thank you very much for how supportive you've been of that. We are going to commence again next month, first Tuesday of the month, with Karen Staley, who you will also enjoy. Karen's a great, great writer. And until then, be careful and share the music you love with the people you love. Good night.